Our final game of the season. Fortunately, we're not in a battle for relegation, so that's a big old win. And hopefully, it's going to be the final game for this team for quite a few of these players. Welcome back to our Duisburg rebuild, club build, whatever you want to call it. It's happening. We're currently sat in 13th place. We could move between 11th and 14th with results in or against us. And we are, at the moment, sat on a positive goal difference, which is what we like. So we'll keep that on. We're playing Hannover 96, who are comfortably bottom of the league, one of the worst teams to have ever played in it. So hopefully we can pick up another 3 points. Before we jump into it, and I'll let you know what's happened in the games between, if you could do me the favour of liking, subscribing, show your support on the channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, it just helps me out. It just does. Give the bell a little slap about while you're there as well. Since the previous episode and the losses against Turkey Munch and Meppen, we are back. We've had a few little green dots on there, and most recently, we're unbeaten in 4. Ignore the fact that before that we also had a 4-game losing streak. Just ignore it. That'd be beautiful. But we picked up a 1-0 win against Zwickau. We lost 1-0 to Cottbus, 3-0 win against Freiburg, 0-0 against Braunschweig, 1-0 losses against Munchen, 1816, don't know why I called them Munchen, and Oberhausen. Then a 2-1 loss against Kaiserslautern and a 2-0 against Osnabrück, who are both promoted already from the division. So Osnabrück have eventually managed to get themselves promoted and not just hit the playoffs. We've beaten, most recently then, Berliner AK 1-0. We picked up a 1-1 against Hamburger Zwei, 2-2 against Magdeburg after being 2-0 down, which I was quite happy about. Late goal. Brilliant late equaliser, actually. And most recently, in a singular game, that is, a 3-0 win against the Würzburger Kickers. So we'll have a little butchers what that leaves the league at the moment. So relegated teams is everyone of Hamburg, Würzburg, and Hanover. And then it's realistically Freiburg, but Berliner AK could properly mess this up and get themselves relegated as well. I've noticed that Cyril Akano scored an absolute shed load of goals, and he's just been relegated. So what I'm going to do is just drop a little inquiry on him, see if we can bring him through. Because as I mentioned, he was with us with Den Haag, and he's pretty handy. Running incredibly low on both midfielders and attackers, which isn't the best. But we're going to go with Shafran in goal, Gomez, Fenning, Volkmer, and Donker as the back four. Bakalos just in front of them with Mamuti, Mata, and Nupert as the mid three. The only thing I am going to do is push Mamuti to be a centre mid, the attacking one, because he's a little bit better there. That's where he scored from the other game. And then we've got Zarate and Ngoy playing up top. You've probably noticed, maybe not actually, because I think my head might have been covering it. The 2 strikers that I bought in Kochimano and Zarate, between them, they've played, bear with me, 24 games, and they've scored 2 goals. What a waste of money. The ball is with Hanover's goalie. He's absolutely battered it forward for no reason. Gomez picks it up, puts it back to Fenning, Mata, working the ball through nicely. He's followed his run through. He's not used him. It's their 3rd goal from 25. Zarate's got all of them. It's also got the only assist. Kochimano, completely useless. Nupert has the ball in the middle. Bakalos through to Mamuti. And Ngoy, I think Zarate may be offside, but we'll see what comes from it. A decent save and a corner. Gomez puts it short too. And Ngoy, is he going to get past his man? No. No, he's not. Back into Nupert, Bakalos, and out to Gomez on the right once more. Nice little pass. Oh! We've got a penalty. Who's taking it? Is that Volkmer? Centre back. Right, here he goes. Top left. You ready? Complete. Smashes it. Bottom right. Exactly what I said that is. Half time itself is through. We are comfortable. We're actually scoring 2-hour XG as well, which has been a massive problem for the vast majority of the season. Us not scoring. Which I'm sure you can probably understand because we sold our only useful striker and returned the other one on loan, which was also a mistake. Ngoy back to the left back. Just keep it, guys. Don't faff about. Just hold on to possession. Gomez, Fenning, and we've battered it upfield. Fortunately, he's rolled the defender with little to no skill, Zarate's poked it over the goalie. Is he putting in a fight for himself to stay for us next season? I have. I have already confirmed the signing of a new striker. I'm not going to show him you on this episode. I'll show him you, obviously, on the next one with the transfers and the roundup, etc., for the start of the new year. But he seems quite handy. There was quite a few teams interested in him. Roma, Inter, a few Italian teams. So hopefully he's actually decent, and they weren't just looking at him and then going, nah, he's a waste of time, because he's a big sack of crap. Drop some praise on the boys and make us up after this highlight now, because I was talking over it instead of pausing. Gomez nods it away. Newport picks up the header, and he smashes it forward. Why is everyone just smashing it forward all of a sudden? Ngoy, back to the right back. Poke forward once more. To just a hopeful poke, that was, which is a bit frustrating. Ismailov and Nakula, they look quite decent between themselves, to be fair. I think if they are decent, then there's no reason of them coming to us, because they'll just go to their main team or just be sold. So there's no point in even eyeballing these, to be honest. Mata pokes it through. Zarate's lazily looks like he was trying to make a run, but then just gave up immediately. Gomez in towards Ngoy. Both of my strikers have scored in the same game. I'm genuinely taken aback. Shafran, short to Fenning and out to Gomez. I'm a little bit annoyed that they're scoring so much and being quite so effective in this one game, and they couldn't have been doing it a few games ago. Would have made me a little bit less nervous. Because we started to look like we were dropping down towards the relegation zone again. And considering I told the board I wanted to finish mid-table, it's not the position we wanted to be going. It's the opposite. Tiernan batters it forward, as a goalie does. Rhyme out on the right for them. He's not being pressured at all, which is a bit annoying. And then Kula manages to get the header. We will make those subs now. So we'll say goodbye to Ngoy. We'll bring in Ivica Simic. Slight issue with Ivica Simic. He's good. He's a striker, nice and fast. Not the strongest, but it's fine if he's a little kind of poacher. Yeah. He's got 2 finishing. 2. I mean, I'm not one of these that refuse to play a striker if it's less than 10, because they've got other kind of values. But 2 finishing on a forward, it's not great, is it really? So we've popped him on as a false 9. I'll bring Newport off just because I don't want to lose him at the start of next season. We'll bring in Niawula. These are all my youngsters. Just playing all the youngsters. Why the hell not? What else have I got to do? And Gen Baileys can come on for Fenning. Again, why the hell not? Ismailov with the ball on the left. Man lumps it all the way back to his goalkeeper. I can assume he's going to wildly kick it forward. Oh, we didn't win possession. Oh, apparently we've let them get that. Don't know how. They've not scored. What's going on? Can we stop this? Just get the ball out. I know we've still got 4 goals to the good, but I don't want to concede. Did he save that? He saved it. Bear with me a second. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So the goalie actually makes the save. Pardon? Right, here we go. What an absolute champ. Hanover with the ball. Throws short to Yeboah. Back into Ismailov. And they have eventually scored. They look like they were destined to for the last 10 or 15 minutes. I don't think even we can throw this away, but I'm sure we'll try. Let's just skip this. Crack on. There's less than 10 minutes left. Shafran, we got another highlight. Of course we have. Shafran launches it forward. Again, I actively ask him to pass it to centre-backs or full-back. He's got a choice of 4 players they've released the ball to. Kicks it as hard as he can up the field. I'd have been quite annoyed if they'd scored that. Another highlight. Can we just chill with the highlights? I think I've cut most of these out, and you've still received about 47. Simic is through. Never mind. Literally, his only purpose in the team is being rapid. Into injury time now. Surely there's no more highlights. Of course there is. Good catch from Shafran. 63 seconds of the game left. Can we just finish the pissing thing? It's 4-1. We don't need another goal. Just get the ball out to Volkmer, and we'll just hold possession for a minute, and then the ref can blow, and we can all go home. Happy days. Zarate's in for his hat-trick. We need another goal. What a goal. I was not expecting that finish. He's got his hat-trick. Well done, lad. You can stay for another season. Convincing 5-1 win. We're letting them have too many shots, which I think at the point when we go 2 or 3 up, we need to kind of take a foot off the pedal, mostly for energy preservation and possibly just to start choking the life out of games. But we'll take it as a lesson against the weaker team, and we'll probably forget to implement it in future. But I'll see you in all of half a second for the season review. MSV Duisburg, end of season review, 24-25 season. Our new arrivals. We didn't bring in many. If the board are even vaguely complimentary to Cocciatino or whatever his stupid name is, then I'm going to kick off. I'm not going to look at too many of these, but Zarate's got a C from the board. Svitinovic, we didn't sign. Rota, they absolutely love that because we're not paying a penny for him. And they've given Cocciamano a C. Played 11 games, didn't get a goal or an assist from striker. Useless. Transfers out. Mavondo, they've given us a C. And Goy's our top scorer with 9 somehow. They were expecting top half. We gave them 12th, which is roughly right. C- from the board. You can't see these. I'm not going to scroll through because it's just going to upset me. And literally no kind of cup competitions as well. Biggest win, we've literally just seen it. The match to remember was a 3-1 win against Duisburg, which wasn't the game before. It was the return fixture from that penultimate game. And our goal of the season was Noel's 17th minute. Let's have a butchers. Mavondo has the ball out on the right. Oh, I'm sad Mavondo was with me. I'll try and get him on loan next season if I can. But here's Noel. I mean, it's a pretty nice goal, to be fair. Our club reputation hasn't budged, which is understandable. Sponsorship deals, we've got no new ones this year, as this never kind of displays them, which is a bit annoying. Annual revenue, our sponsorships themselves have dropped 60k throughout the year. Broadcast revenue's gone up about 5k. 7k, sorry. Cut us short there. Corporate and hospitality's also gone down 7k. And our match day and commercial has increased by about 40k. So overall, we're pretty much penny for penny what we were. Our merchandising, we brought in just shy of £1 million, which is quite strong. Noel, Fry, Zarate, Cocciamano, and Bacalorge are our shirt sellers. Not sure how he's got one, because he's Argentinian, I assume. That's probably the only reason. We have our Team of the Year lined up with the 5-2-2-1, which I don't believe I ever played. That must have been the previous managers. But it's Shafran, Volkmer, Quadwo, and Fenning. Gomez and Donker, decent back 5. Frey and Bracalorge, Newport, Mavondo, and Ngoy. A little bit upsetting that Zarate didn't get in there, but he's literally only just became useful in the last 3-4 games of the season. So it's just, he's going to kick on next year. That's what it is. Our accolades, I've picked up nothing, which isn't surprising by anyone. Most goals in a match was Ngoy with a hat-trick. Most assists by a player in a season was Newport with 7. I might see if I can bring him back. And most player of the match awards was Noel with 5. All 34 years of him. He was our player of the season as well. What a guy. He also picked up goal of the season. That wasn't a centre. Jesus. Young player of the season was Edilberto Gomez. Signing of the season was Zarate. Goal scorer we've already covered, along with assists and man of the matches. Oh, super efficient. And our best rated player was Dominic Volkmer with a 7.1, considering we had a pretty bleak campaign. It's a decent average rating. And Noel also picked up the most passes per 90 with 77. It's not too shabby. We have our initial budgets of £90,000 a week. That's a lie. Complete lie. It's £90,000 transfer budget and £61,000 a week. Our facilities have been downgraded, so I'll have a little chat with the board, see if they can get that sorted back out. But the 61 does give me, actually, at the moment, about 18 grand to play with, which is pretty handy. I know we've got quite a few players that we need to look at replacing, being everyone down to here. So all of these players are in need of replacement. Quadwo, I think, is one that I definitely want to have a look at replacing. It's not the word. Given a new contract too. But he is on 3.2 grand a week, which is a hell of a lot of money. So I'll have to see what I can do in the off season, and I'll update you in the next episode, of which I hope you will be there. There are some items over here, or there will be very shortly, so you can carry on watching. If you are looking forward to it and you're seeing what we can do with this team that we definitely aren't going to get sacked with in the next 2 years, that's the plan. That's the short-term plan. Our long-term plan is the whole Bundesliga, Europe, Champions League, etc. So we'll see what comes from that.